But let's say you want more performance. Only over 8 hours isn't enough for you. You want to get to around 10 hours. Everyone loves Lattafa's Khamra, but I don't like that fragrance, so I'm going to give you my alternative instead. I am proud to say that our own brand, Atrium Fragrance, which provides unique perfumery for the modern gentleman, has now come out with our Connoisseur Discovery Set. If you want to experience our collaborative work with legendary perfumer John Stephen, we'll leave a link in the description down below for you to experience our sets. When it comes to sweet fragrances, you might assume that it's easy to make a long-lasting one, but most of us have run into some popular date night fragrances like La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL, or Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum, or even my favorite, Guerlain's L'Homme Idéal Extreme. Being a sweet fragrance doesn't presumably mean you're going to have a long-lasting scent, and sometimes even paying a lot of money gives you a sweet fragrance that doesn't last long either, which is disappointing. Therefore, I want to present to you guys 8 long-lasting, sweet, affordable fragrances, where we're going to start the list from the least performing fragrances, although all of these will last at least 8 hours, and then we'll increasingly get better performing fragrances throughout the list until we get to the best performing fragrance at the very end. Let's begin the video. Class is in session. I've hated on the Givenchy Gentleman line for a long time. I always said it's the poor man's Dior Homme Intense, even though they had really nice flankers sometimes, like with Reserve Privé or Eau Boisée. I always just felt like they were a little bit flat, underwhelming, and not the best blended. But eventually they released a flanker that I did not try called Ambrée, which had nice notes, had great reviews, and it seemed to be long lasting as well, so I just went ahead and blind bought it, and it ended up becoming my 10 out of 10 recent designer fragrance discovery. The full name is Givenchy's Gentleman Society Ambrée. Yes, I know the name is unnecessarily long. This is a honey tobacco ambery fragrance that smells a bit powdery with the orris. It smells balanced, light, and airy. It is a date night scent for sure that does not get too cloying. You might wonder what this is similar to. I would say it's its own creation, but if you enjoy fragrances like Naxos or D&G's The One Eau de Parfum, you'll like this. This is like designer Naxos in my opinion. This is the closest thing to getting a designer-esque Xerjoff Naxos. 8 hours longevity with a soft projection. This is a sexy, reasonably priced designer fragrance. Go for the 50 ml, or I think this is the 60 ml. And you'll get a great date night scent. But you might still think it's a bit too expensive. You want something that's affordable, sweet, long-lasting, and unique. Therefore, I present to you Lattafa's Oud for Honor and Glory. You guys know I used to hype this fragrance all the time when I first discovered it. This is a 10 out of 10 to me. Look at the notes and you'll see a very unique fragrance straight away. Pineapple, cinnamon, an interesting creme brulee notes, woody, vanilla in here. It sounds like it's going to be quite sweet, but actually, this is very balanced. I think you can wear this most of the year round. I think you can even wear this actually in the summertime. In the evenings only though, just don't go too heavy on the trigger. I think this is unisex as well, perfectly in the middle. As far as I can tell, it's not trying to recreate anything. It's its own unique creation from what I can see. And I get around 8 hours with a medium projection. For a fragrance that's around 20 to 30 bucks, around that range, that is incredible. You get so much value, so much uniqueness, creativity, and quality for this price range. I mentioned La Nuit de l'Homme earlier in the video. It's a classic in the community. Jeremy Fragrance hyped it up as well back in the day.
This is the most important fragrance for me, besides my own fragrances.
And if you're like me, you love the scent, but you had terrible performance with around 4 hours, so you wanted to get a stronger version of it. We all looked at the flankers most likely, but I do think a lot of the flankers, or most of them for La Nuit de l'Homme, were kind of terrible. Apart from the recent Blue Electric, which to me is kind of just like a revival of the original anyways. But there was one hidden gem flanker that I think is really underrated. I liked it since day one basically, and that is YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum. Blue Electric is sadly discontinued and the original La Nuit is still poor performing. This is a sexy bad boy brother of the original. It's more spicy, peppery. It's still got that sexy lavender woody amber of the original, making it a very balanced date night scent with a bad boy twist. Still fresh and easy to wear, but it has that sexy bad boy edge on it. This is actually my second bottle of the fragrance. I'm not sure why I gave away the first bottle, but I regretted it. This is lasting over 8 hours with a medium projection. I underestimated the performance when I first had this fragrance. I thought it was around 6 hours, but no, over 8 hours. And I think it's actually balanced enough where you can wear this as your daytime signature as well in the autumn and winter. Therefore, if we include all these things together, all these factors, this might actually be the #1 YSL Nuit fragrance available right now. I can't believe it, guys. I've noticed recently that 40% of you who watch the channel are subscribed to us. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed so far. If you want to see our channel grow even further, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's get that number to 45%. Thank you. But let's say you want more performance. Only over 8 hours isn't enough for you. You want to get to around 10 hours. Everyone loves Lattafa's Khamra, but I don't like that fragrance, so I'm going to give you my alternative instead. And that is Zimaya's Sharaf blend. I still don't like this kind of DNA that much. This all really originates back to Angel's Share. I feel like that fragrance's success is what birthed all these fragrances like Khamra Ahwa, or Zumaria's Sharaf blend. But in my opinion, this kind of idea is done best as an affordable scent by Sharaf blend. Spicy, ambery, boozy with an interesting date fruit note that's really prominent. I think this is the most sexy and the best for guys out there who want to collect this kind of scent DNA. 8 to 10 hours longevity with a medium projection. This would be great as a cold weather evening scent in general, both for date nights or more loud environments. I think it works well for both. It smells classy, higher quality than Khamra. This to me is the better alternative. If Khamra Ahwa, let's say it's a 8 out of 10, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Still not perfectly my style, but if you want this style, this is my top choice. This is Omar's recommendation. But let's say you're still not getting enough power, you want more longevity, performance, you want over 10 hours, then I'm going to give you this fragrance here, which to me made the Invictus line relevant again, and that is Invictus Victory Elixir. This definitely follows that modern style of woody ambery gloop. You can see the note breakdown, but I don't think it's that accurate. To me, this is like a fruity woody amber with some dark patchouli in here. So think something like Stronger With You, Elixir-fied, made darker, a bit more intense, but it's very sexy. It has its own appeal. And I think it's a very good fragrance overall. It's around 10 hours longevity with a medium projection. This is more for the cold weather in the evening times. You want to smell sexy. It smells a little more modern than the fresh Invictus fragrances, in my opinion. Probably the #1 Invictus flanker around right now. But you still want more power and you don't want to sacrifice freshness. You want something that's versatile, balanced. Therefore, I present to you Club de Nuit's Lionheart. A lot of people like Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mal Elixir. I like that fragrance as well, but overall, there was an issue with that fragrance being quite syrupy, cloying, very sweet. It's a bit of a one-dimensional vanilla fragrance. You wear this in the evenings and that's pretty much it. But Armaf comes along and recreates it around 80%, and I think they didn't want to make it exactly the same for a good reason. I think they wanted to put its own twist on there, where this is actually more fresh, a little bit more Middle Eastern, a bit more musky, and a little bit more aired out with Ambrée scent. So this is still great performing. It's airy, medium to loud projection with over 12 hours longevity. This is the more versatile vanilla signature based around the original Le Mal Elixir DNA. But let's say you're not much of a vanilla fan, you want a loud, sweet fragrance with great performance, but you want it to be more ambery rather than vanillic. I'm going to suggest one of these Scandal fragrances from Jean-Paul Gaultier. I actually did have the original first, Eau de Toilette, which I thought was just mainstream, mass appealing, but kind of forgettable. Then the Parfum was a little bit better, but I was kind of like, okay, this is still forgettable overall, quite simple. I understand the concept, but no more of these flankers. I gave both of them away. And then they came out with the Absolu, which had an interesting, simple note breakdown. Still a simple fragrance, but it seemed a bit more interesting. Has such good reviews. I think the best reviews out of the 3. So here it is, Scandal Absolu pour Homme. This is still a simple fragrance of plum, some woody notes in here, some amber in here as well. I think it has a chestnut note technically in there. It's simple, clean, balanced, but overall fruity, woody, ambery, very modern, loud, head-turning in a very classy way in my opinion. If Le Mal Elixir is the vanilla king to you in this brand, then this is the amber equivalent. Almost like they took the Stronger With You kind of idea and made it in their own image in Jean-Paul Gaultier's style. I think this is a great flanker. I can see why it gets a lot of hype and it lasts around 10 to 12 hours with a medium to loud projection. But you've been waiting for the best performing fragrance on this list that is long lasting, sweet and affordable. This is my 10 out of 10 guys, my hidden gem that more of you still need to get put onto. It's made by Alexandria Fragrances, who are a clone house overall, but this is their original creation. They stated on their website. Therefore, I present to you Alexandria Fragrances Hafez 1984. This is an original creation, but it's got some similarities to Red Tobacco by Mancera. They're not the same fragrance overall though, in my opinion. This still has that smoky, ashy tobacco, very intense and masculine. If you love a good tobacco fragrance, this might be for you. But then it's balanced out by this creamy vanilla, some interesting spices, and then a very distinct boozy note in there as well. It feels more balanced, nowhere near as medicinal or oud-like as Red Tobacco, more easy to wear. And all you need is 30 ml of this stuff because 2 sprays will fill up a room. This is one of my most complimented fragrances in my entire collection, and you can see why, because it's such a head turner, it's a room filler. It's very difficult to not notice this fragrance. It smells classy, easy to wear, and still interesting at the same time, lasting over 12 hours with a loud projection. Hence why this might be the #1 best affordable, long-lasting sweet fragrance in my entire collection. That concludes today's video, guys. What are your thoughts on my list of these 8 fragrances? Do you feel like there are other really great, long-lasting, affordable, sweet fragrances? Let us know in the comments down below and share the love. Let us know your best fragrances for that. If you guys enjoyed this video and you're craving more fragrance content for sweet scents, check out our top 20 men's winter fragrances video up here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Class dismissed. Bye.